Welcome back to Houston Life. If you've thought about taking on a new hobby, our next guest is here to challenge you to become a sculptor just like she is. She started as a sculpted cake artist before moving on to creating pieces with ceramics and clay, and most recently, a new medium called Pal Tiya Premium.
And she's here to show you and us that you can use it at home, how you can use it to build your own sculptures. Let's welcome Amanda Wood. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, this looks a little intimidating, but you say anyone can really do this.
Anyone can do this. And the way I start out is I cut out cardboard to kind of fill out the dimensions of what I want. It gives you an idea of the proportions first. And then you take tinfoil and you crumple it up and you hot glue it into place. Once you get it all filled in all the way around, you would take a solid sheet of tinfoil and crumple it and then spread it back out and glue it down. The reason we crumple it is because this clay likes to stick to stuff. It's not like regular ceramic clay.
The Pal Tiya.
Yes.
Okay.
The Pal Tiya wants to cling to stuff, so that's why we crumple the tinfoil.
That is so fascinating that it's tinfoil and cardboard underneath. You have some examples here, Amanda, of what the finished product looks like. You make these typically on very large scales, right?
Yes. So this is very different from the kinds of things I normally make. So I just wanted to make some things for you guys, especially today, that would be doable,
beginner friendly.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So there is an armature in each one of these things inside. So
fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the material being used, because it's not like your traditional clay or something like that. Why is Pal Tiya so special? This is it?
It's a concrete like cookie dough that you mix up. You know, and so you add water to it and you mix it for just a couple of minutes, and then it turns into this clay. And so then after it's been mixed up, you have 2 hours to work with it. So then we're going to paint a little bit of water on the surface, and I've already scratched this up so that it will accept more clay. You want to wet it. And these little fork marks here are going to act like a little zipper, so it fuses to itself.
Okay.
And you get a stronger bond when you get this little zipper.
So we can't take just like a giant blob, or you're adding this layer by layer by layer to make it work?
Right, we go in sheets. So, and then you just kind of smooth it out with like a little smoothing tool like this. So if you want to take some,
I do. I want to try this.
Wet
so I'm doing
this a little bit first.
So
you each have some paintbrushes.
And Amanda, how does this hold up outside? I mean, because we talked about it being something that can be left outdoors. Houston's very humid. It's very rainy here, but and we're seeing some finished products of your work. But how does it hold up in the elements?
It does great. It was tested in the Arctic with extreme freezes and thaws, and that's the most extreme temperature change that something can go through. They're estimating that this stuff could last possibly 2,000 years.
Wow.
Whoa.
Right. So after this stuff is set the way you want it, you would let it sit overnight under a plastic bag.
Okay.
Then the next day, you're gonna flatten it out with your hands.
Okay. And then put it on my little bird here.
After this stuff is set out overnight under a plastic bag, then the next day you could set it either in wet rags or lay it in a bucket of water and then leave it in there for 5 days. If you wanted to have something strong enough to climb on, you would soak it for, 3 weeks.
Strong enough to climb on. So,
wow.
Like, what kinds of projects do you typically work on, Amanda?
I have some floral pieces over here that I have really been experimenting with, and I'm pushing this stuff beyond.
Those are gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm pushing it beyond what I thought it could do. So it's really opened up a whole new world.
And how did you go from working on cakes to doing something like this? That's quite a transition.
Right. Well, babies. I had 2 kids at home, and I was trying to do wedding cakes and put the kids in daycare, and they were getting sick all the time. You can't tell a bride, I'm sorry, I'm sick, my baby's sick.
But I made you a great cake.
Yeah, your cake isn't ready, sorry.
So, and really my whole life, this was what I always wanted to do. So I thought, well, let's just do it, you know?
It's really cool.
Let's just do it.
Could I get just a little bit of clay? I think mine is nice and...
Flatten it out.
Okay.
And this excess I can just put back in the thing, or?
You can take it, and then you can take this little metal trowel and smooth it some more.
Ooh, this is fun.
You can get this stuff super glossy and smooth too if you really work at it. It takes practice. But in the beginning, you just kind of want to have the attitude that, well, it's handmade. You know?
This is so satisfying.
It is. I like working with it.
You must be a very patient person, Amanda.
It does take a little patience and practice, but once you practice, it's really good.
But you know what? In a world where our emails are always going off and we're always getting texts and stuff, this is so relaxing. I'm not kidding. And you don't have to, I mean, like, I'm not going to be able to make something like this, but I can enjoy these little projects that you have us making here. I could get in on this.
Right. And the other thing is too, like, this might be a little intimidating for some people. My brain just thinks this way, but not everybody's does. So you could find an existing object, cover it with foil, and then get the clay to cling to that.
And you would build it just like the way we're doing here.
You build it just around the outside, and it's basically a coating. So, and this just shows what it started out as. So you could take existing objects and turn them into sculptures if you needed to.
Oh my gosh, how fun and exciting.
It sort of feels like a sugar cookie dough, but they're like these little fibers that are throughout.
Right. Okay, so say you had it real smoothed out the way you wanted it.
Okay. So this is my, like, this is, here, I'll put mine by Derek's. Look how smooth mine is compared to yours.
You know what? Okay. I do need some work on this.
Okay. But when it is dry, then we have the option to maybe take some paint to it.
Right, and so this would have set out under a bag overnight, and then we would have, if we wanted it to be super strong, it's already strong on its own, but if it wanted to be super strong, you'd soak it in water.
Okay.
And so once it's finished, you can paint them if you guys want to.
Oh, interesting. I see that.
Okay.
And
this is just a cute little kitty ghost that we made. It's got a little candle inside, and those little electric candles.
I see.
And then
you're gonna
paint the pumpkin.
And this is very timely because Halloween cannot get here soon enough with the weather, please.
And what kind of paint is this? I mean, are these supplies that someone could just pick up at their local art store?
These are just craft store level paints right here. If you wanted to make a sculpture to go outside though, I would recommend like an exterior grade house paint. And then you could put a spray sealer on it. But if you're just doing something that goes on a bookshelf, you don't need all that. You just use craft paint.
Well, Amanda, thank you so much for showing us this. This was so sad. They're gonna have to pull me away from this. I'm not gonna get any.
It is very like zen, relaxing, and what a cool way to add a piece of art to the outdoor space in your home.
Right.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Amanda Wood, thank you so much. For a link to see where you can find all the materials needed to make the sculpture or to connect with Amanda, you know what to do. Visit our website, HoustonLife.tv, and look for that scene on Houston Life section.
Oh, this was so fun. Okay. Cool.